on Ohana if Life can get a second win or if Marine King is the one to tie the series up. Starting to the bottom right, we have our Zerg player for StarTale. It is Life. And his opponent, of course, starting to the top left of the two-player map in red. He's lost the first game. He wants a win on map number 2. It is Marine King Prime.
Marine King Prime, such an iconic StarCraft 2 player. This guy has been around for so long. You can see the French fans are going nuts for him as well.
Yeah.
And
a big thank you to production here.
Yeah.
Mixing the feedback from the crowd in.
We're really pumping that crowd noise through so you guys get the real feel. You don't quite get the same feeling as you are actually in the studio sitting in that crowd, but it's as close as you can get, and seriously, I can feel it, man. I'm feeling those rumbles through the floor. And
you know, I actually looked up, we want to give the players a little bit of exposure, of course. We are doing this in the GSL, we did it at the IEM, and we're doing it at Iron Squid as well. And if you use Twitter, make sure that you follow Marine King on Twitter. His Twitter account is actually MKPS2 without the C. But I was shocked. I was really shocked to see Life's Twitter account. This is like the best Zerg in the entire universe at this point.
Absolutely.
At least he's in the top 3.
No arguments there, man.
And the guy has 2.7k Twitter followers. That's nothing.
That's
Marine
insane.
King has more than 15,000. Guys, give the Zerg player a little bit of love. His account is at StarTale_live. Definitely send him a tweet and add him. Of course, you can always add the two of us, two casters on the English stream for you in this best of 5. My account is at Calder with a KH, and Wolf is at ProxyWolf.
Yeah.
And make sure to tweet at Iron Squid Gaming about this tournament.
Yeah, tweet at Iron Squid Gaming. Also, hashtag Squid2. And I did want to give a shout out to Igor as well, who's not able to make it to Paris, but is doing our Russian stream.
Yep.
So just want to give a shout out to him. He was the guy who put the heart on the screen. Now, in this moment of the game we have right now, we see perhaps the most standard game that we may see in this series. Both players going for exactly what you would expect. A pool first, though, for Life just to be safe. Marine King goes 1 Rax expand. In fact, he's taken
gas.
1 base gas, so I'm mistaken. This is not a very standard game. He's going to go for a fast factory here. Anything goes when you go 1 base gas.
I like this. I really like that he doesn't try to play greedy. This is one of those gambles where a command center first would have actually worked for him. But I feel that somehow Life's spider senses would have started tingling as soon as he starts the CC, though, so that would have probably resulted in a 10 pool being built after all. As it is, Marine King is going for a very tech-oriented build. He's already throwing down his reactors, starting to go into the Reactor Factory Alliance. And Life with a little bit of a delayed expansion because, as you already said, he wanted to have the safety of an early pool.
It's very true, man. And Life is going to send these first 4 lings, and unfortunately for Marine King, he was getting a little bit greedy with that Overlord. Oh, Life really needs to see if there's no commands here. The Marines are going to die here, but Marine King may be able to stop these lings from seeing the CC. I just don't think it's going to be possible. No matter what, he's going to kill not only the Marines, but he will see no CC.
Yep.
This
should be
really
able to see that. The command center is now on the tap. But I wanted to go a little bit also to the statistics for the 2 players that we have at hand. We talked a bit about the quarterfinal that they played in Code S Season 4 in 2012. Life winning the entire series with a 3-1 against Marine King. That was the last time that they met each other in one of those major tournaments. And what was really important is that Cloud Kingdom was actually the only map that Marine was able to win. That's the map that we saw in game number 1.
Yeah.
And Life had no trouble defeating
dominated
Marine
him there.
Ohana wasn't part of the series back then, so this is a little bit of a new territory for both of these players facing each other. But we have maps like Daybreak, Entombed Valley, and Whirlwind that Life all won, so Marine King has to be very, very careful going into the rest of the series.
Yeah. Now, talking about openings here, Life started a Roachborn before he even saw the Hellions. He saw no CC. Now he's getting a Spineclaw up and making Roaches on 2 base very quickly here. Again, basically directly countering what Marine King is doing, and it's just not a good day to be Marine King right now. He starts stimming his main base, he's making that transition, but this is a very uncomfortable feeling. Yeah, he can deny some creep with these Hellions until more Queens come out, maybe even check for the 3rd Gilloss confirmation, but Life walks into the front door,
Ouch.
His link gets into the main.
That should not have happened. Perfect for Life. Once again, the scouting information that he needs. And as a Zerg, it's always so uncomfortable if you don't know what exactly is going on. There could be an all-in, there could be another command center, the high ground. And Life with the Zergling in the main base, he has the vision that he needs. And for Marine King, this is so annoying. He looks at it and he's like, why did that happen?
No.
Why did I let the Zergling in? Now suddenly I can't hide what I'm going to do. He knows everything that's going on here. And that being Marauders being produced, We have Stimpack being researched. Life already with a lair take nearly done. And no third base just yet. So he's not going into 3 basic in that his tech. No, he has 2 bases, could go into Meteorless. We could see him with a safer choice of going into Infestors and then taking his third base a little bit later.
I think that's what we may see. We could see one of these weird speed roach timing attacks with speedlings as well, but that's much less common. Not really Life's style necessarily. Basically what's happened so far in this game is Marine King went tech rather than economy. His tech is not only not paid off, but he's scared here a little bit at his base, trying to take his expansion. His expansion is so delayed. And there's the Infestation Pit. We are going to see that safe third base. Roaches even pick off a Hellion here.
Yeah. Here comes the push out by Marine King. He's trying to apply some pressure. And looking at our army supply tab, we have Marine King now in the lead with 23 to 14. But the speed is nearly done. Creep spread isn't perfect, but still he spread it down the ramp, so that will give him a little bit of an edge if Marine King decides to go into the funnel position here. We have the Spinecrawler on top, so everything is kind of set up for Life to defend against this. Zerglings are being built, Pathogen Glands being researched. Infestors not going to be a part of the next fight if Marine King really tries to commit here. And
he's
he looks
moving
like
out.
he will.
He knows he has this tech advantage for a little bit of time. He wants to be able to deny the creep as best as possible. I don't think he's going to really commit to the attack. Another big problem for Marine King is this run by. He's trying to catch reinforcements. And Marine King may be doubling Life's supply right now in army. But Life, once he gets those Infestors out, is going to be easily able to defend this. He picks off so many units already.
Yeah, and here comes Marine King now. Supply blocking Life, and this is not good for the Zerg player. This is really a lot of trouble for him. Marine King also short of being supply blocked, but here comes the attack. Stim is good. He's trying to go up the ramp, trying to take down the Spinecrawler. There are no transfuses anymore. The Marines are moving in. So many Marauders as well. The Queen is down, and Marine King, he moves down. He wants to get rid of those Zerglings because they are always intercepting his reinforcements.
But those Zerglings are so important here because now Marine King has waited just long enough for the Pathogen Glands. Look at that timing. Boom, Pathogen Glands is done. 5 Infestors are about to come out with that energy upgrade, and the Burrow is finishing up here. So this is an excellent position for Life to now defend the second wave, and if Marine King steps too far on the creep, he's going to get fungled and trapped. He'll lose all of his units, and Life will be able to take that third. Here we go. The Infestors come down. A good fungal here.
The fungle's really important at this point. The Harvester count is still very even. Here come the Zerglings moving in, trying to take down those Hellions, but he's overcommitting a little bit, losing every single one of them. Marine King now in the supply lead, and Life is desperately trying to get more Zerglings and also Infestors into the game.
Yeah.
His biggest problem is his production. He is down to 1 lava. He just doesn't hit those cycles. He needs more lava to build more stuff to defend here.
He needs to build up that supply. He needs to actually push this back and take his third base safely. He has that third hatchery nearly completed. Can't mine from it, though, with all this aggression. He needs to clear this up at the watchtower. Life looks like he's going to go for a little bit of an Infestor Shark attack here. It drops those fungals, and here come the Lings. He needs to get more fungals off, though. This is a really scary situation. He has to save his Infestors.
If he loses the Infestors, then he's in such a bad spot. Here comes Life retreating with his units. Marine King is on the move again. He is still dominating the pace of the game here. Moving up the ramp, trying to make it happen. Those few Infestor Terrans are not going to do anything against him. Another Overlord is dead, and Life supply blocked.
Sick fungal on those Marines, though, and if he can finish them off, he will be in a great spot. But like you said, he's supply blocked. He's struggling to produce. He starts 1-1 upgrades here. Marine King really wants to get up that ramp, but, you know, I start to wonder, maybe he should have attacked the third base instead. He's really kind of bumping into a wall here a little bit. He doesn't know the hatchery actually exists.
And there are flying gift bags everywhere. Boom, another Overlord is dead. Yeah. And another one is gonna die in just a few seconds. Presence for Marine King. Supply blocking Life again in your face. And suddenly we have the channel player with a heavy supply lead. More Harvesters than his opponent. The extra Mules. He is in the perfect spot economy-wise to get ahead in this game.
He's gonna get that hatchery. It goes down. What a position to be in for Life right now. He's got to be sweating. He starts a macro hatch because he knows without that hatchery at the third, he's losing so much production. He is going for some really nice counterattacks meanwhile, though.
Yeah, the counterattacks, he's trying to break through, but he's not really able to make that happen. So game number 1, we have really Life dominating the match, but suddenly on Ohana, Marine King is showing Life who's boss.
Yeah.
So far, great game. Don't have the in-game sound just yet. I'm sure that he will come back in a few seconds. Those crowd shots, though, were really amazing. The emotions here at the venue are incredible.
Yeah, they certainly are. Marine King really making the crowd go wild with that hatchery snipe. Third base is now up for Marine King, and third base for Life, he's remaking it. 1-1 upgrades are on the way. He's not out of this game just yet, but in this situation, he's very much behind. He needs to make something happen with these forces he's got coming across the map.
And here come the Zerglings. Once again, he's trying to go for it. Marine King with the defense. There's a good fungal. Hitting a second one. The Zerglings rushing in. Here come the Infestors trying to get a good shot off. He's burying them, making sure that he doesn't lose them. The most important part for him with this aggression. Marine King in a good spot with his economy, also with the upgrades. But if Life is able to break through, then it's all for nothing.
Exactly. This is exactly what Life needs. He actually gets over at the third. There's SCVs going down here. And meanwhile, he's attacking at the National. If he can pick up these siege tanks, it would be excellent for him. All the SCVs are going down. Look at that fungal!
Oh my god, that fungal demolished his economy. He lost 24 SCVs at this point. And Marine King, he's still trying to hold, but suddenly the third base is the point of aggression for Life. Moving in with all these links, Marine King has to lift his command center.
He needs to lift soon, in fact. Now the Lings are going to actually fight. There's not enough units here. The tank is trying its best to hold, but he can't save these depots. Marine King plummeting in supply, losing those depots, and Life has Hive Tech on the way. He has that Spire coming up. This is not looking pretty for Marine King. He took a lead, but Life's aggression really turned this game around.
Yeah, he took the lead in economy, but he was not able to run with it. Life bouncing back into the match even after his third base was killed. He is running now with this huge force in the middle of the game. We have him with a lot of Infestors. He has in total 13 of them, 28 Zerglings, and is now just trying to get straight into this Broodlord composition. And once he hits Broodlords, with all this Infestor backup, it's going to be very difficult for Marine King to make this happen, especially since the Terran player at this point doesn't have a single Viking. He only has one starport.
Oh, look at this. He locks down Marine King's unit with the Infestors. Now he comes over, picks off some SCVs. He's just denying more and more mining, trading energy for units here. Yeah, he will lose these Lings, but he burrows some, in fact. And this is a position that Marine King is starting to feel less and less comfortable with, as now there's a fourth base on the way. And like you said last game, what you want as a Zerg player is time to get those Broodlords out. And now Life is having that time because he's drawing Marine King away from. Marine King can't even move out right now, and that gives him time to start his Greater Spire.
Yep, the Greater Spire just being started. And Marine King, does he really have the information that he can run with this? There we go, double upgrades for both of them. +2/+2 are now on the production tab. And Marine King, he has his third base now set up. There was a lot of aggression by Life, but right now we have Marine King in the position where he can secure himself a third base, and this is so important for this matchup for the Terran.
Yeah, it really is. Marine King needs to take some map control here. He starts to move out a little bit. Notice Life has burrowed Zerglings on the map. He's got Overlords to spot for drops. There's nothing that Marine King can do that's a secret to Life. He's got all the vision he needs, hitting some great fungals here, trading extremely well with these units, and Marine King cannot afford to lose units right now when Life has the better economy, and he's got this extremely scary tech coming up. He's going to need to make that Viking transition. He starts a second factory right now, but he needs to start more starports.
I don't think that he has the information. That's his biggest problem here. He doesn't seem to know what's coming. And there are a lot of Zerg players that are starting to go into Ultralisks more and more on Ohana. So maybe he's really expecting Life to go into Ultralisk composition because he is still cranking out a lot of Marauders. They would help him against Ultralisks, but it's gonna be Broodlords. And against Broodlords, he has to do something. I love how subtle Life is with all these attacks. He's running in, suddenly burrowing for those Zerglings and running away. And if Marine King doesn't look at exactly that time onto the screen,
he's not going to know,
yeah,
and
exactly,
he's going to get backstabbed. And this has happened time and time again. Notice he has that subtle Zergling burrowed on the ramp as well, so we can see every time Marine King wants to move up that choke point. That type of subtle play is what I really like to see, just these little burrowed Lings all over the map. This is something that not enough Zerg players are doing right now, and I feel like with Heart of the Swarm's burrow tech being moved really fast, you get it right away at the hatchery. This is going to change, and look at this funnel. The Broodlords are spotted now, but Marine King, he can't engage here.
He needs Suntia. He needs it fast. He's trying to go in, but another fungal is good. So many Infestors. The fungals make sure that the Broodlords are safe. They have the perfect distance to the Marines, and suddenly Marine King needs to retreat. He needs to fall back. He's going into the Viking production. Only one starport. Big problem for him here, and Life is just trying to move in and take him down.
You never want to fight this many Broodlords without any Vikings at all, but Marine King didn't have a choice. Now down to 118 supply, running with his tail between his legs back to his third base. And Life, very strong at this point in time, has total map control. He's going to even pick off a siege tank. What's that siege tank doing here?
Well, I have no idea. Probably
just dying, I think.
Maybe his girlfriend just broke up with him and he was just deciding that it wasn't worth it anymore.
Yeah, he was feeling a little bit under the weather, I feel. Now, Marine King does have that fourth command center finishing up right now. He's starting to add some Thors in for additional anti-air. That's a little bit of desperation, but he doesn't really have much of a choice at this point.
It's actually, it's a good move, I feel. If there's a clustered up force, then he can deal with this.
Yeah.
And it's something that he really should have done. Because what good siege tanks at this point. So having this production is really helping him a lot. Here come those Marines and Marauders. No fungal, really important. With the fungal, all these forces would have been dead in seconds. But like this, he's buying himself a bit more time.
Yeah, he is, and Life just wants to engage at the perfect angle here. The Vikings come in. A great fungal, not only hitting the Vikings with the Marines as well, and another fungal to the left side. Even though the Broodlords are exposed here, there's way too much underneath them.
The composition, on the other hand, still in favor of Life, but the Marines are landing their damage and they're trying to take down Broodlord after Broodlord.
Yeah.
There are only 5 left right now, but we need more Vikings for Marine King if he tries to hold.
But he lost too much.
He's going into Medivacs because he didn't have any more. He needs another starport. Marine King with 3 additional barracks, but he doesn't have the starport here. He can't build enough. His income. Look at the Zerglings running into the main base, taking down the Marines as they spawn. This is not looking good for Marine King, not at all.
This looks game ending at this point. Life is just tearing him apart, killing every last SCV. Production is camped, as you said. Broodlords are morphing on top of a base. When you see that, you know the game is over. Marine King drops down now at 60 supply, 50 supply, and Life crushes him. Gonna take a 2-0 lead here, dominating this series so far.
This guy is incredible. This kid that just doesn't give a damn, and he's going in again with a brilliant 10-pull in game number 1, and here it is, GG! Game 2 ends in favor of Life. Marine King is on the verge of being eliminated with a